Hello friends, this is Vijay and welcome back to my channel. Few days back I have done a video wherein I have discussed about the stocks which have created wealth in last 25 years. This report has been released by Motilal Oswal. They have also released report the stocks which are going to create wealth in next 25 years based on the QGLP framework. Q stands for quality of business, quality of management, G stands for growth, L stands for long term, P stands for price. The goal of every investor is to create wealth in long term. They want to generate multibagger return in the future. But creating a wealth in equity market, it is not easy as we think. Because buying the right stock, it's not a cakewalk. It required a lot of knowledge, skill, time and effort. Then only you can buy the right stock, then only you will be able to create wealth in long term. To select the right stock based on the QGLP framework, Motilal Oswal has given a right checklist which will cover 5 points. The first one is business checklist, second one is management checklist, the third one is growth checklist, fourth one is price checklist, fifth one is risk checklist. Friends, we are going to discuss more about these checklists. You can stay till the end because you will be learning a lot in this video. Let's get started. The first checklist is business checklist, wherein we have 7 questions. The first question is, what is the history of company, its management? Here you need to know what is the business of the company, what is the business infrastructure of the company in terms of number of plants, branches, outlets and many more. What is the age of the company? Here you need to know whether it is a new company or old company. Here you need to select older companies as they have gone through the various cycles. The second question is, what is the business model of the company and how does it make money? Here you need to know the business model of the company. Is it easy to understand or is it complex? Is it a product company or is it a service company? Is it a domestic company or is it a global company? Whether company has a diversified product portfolio or not. If diversified, what is the product mix? Is it a regular business or cyclical business? If it is a cyclical business, you need to ignore that one. Who are the major customer of the company? There are 3 types of customer. The first one is B2C, business to consumer. The second one is B2B, business to business. Third one is B2G, business to government. So if you compare to all 3, B2C has higher bargaining power as they will directly sell to the customer. Paint companies are example for B2C, chemical companies are example for B2B, defense companies are for example for B2G. Along with that, you need to know what is the value chain of the company. What do you mean by value chain? I would like to give an example. Let's say that company is a manufacturing company. The first value chain will be procuring a raw material, manufacturing, marketing and many more. Value chain will help us to understand how does exactly company makes money. The next question is the company is profitable company or not? If not, in the future whether it is expected to grow or not. The goal of every business is to make profit. Here, the company return on equity has to be more than 15% from last 5 years. Along with that, we need to know whether company has a strong bargaining power with supplier or not. I would like to give an example. DMart has strong bargaining power with supplier. As they will buy the product from manufacturer in a bulk, they have strong bargaining power. The next question is, what is the competitive landscape? What is the role of regulator in the industry? Here you need to know whether company has a perfect competition, whether it is a monopoly or oligopoly. IRCTC is the best example for monopoly. CDSL and NSTLs are the best example for oligopoly. Is the product of the company which is traded globally or not? Whether it can be replaced by a different product or not? Who is the regulator? What is the role of regulator? Whether there is a high entry barriers? I would like to give an example. Telecom industry, it is a highly regulated industry. There is a high entry barriers. The next question is, what is the economic mode of the company? What do you mean by economic mode? Economic mode is nothing but a strong competitive advantage. I would like to give an example. Apple has got strong competitive advantage. If you want to compete with Apple, it is not easy. What makes Apple so strong? The major reason is Apple has got strong brand name. Along with that, Apple presence across the world. Along with that, the craze for iPhone, day by day it is increasing. In India, HUL has got strong competitive advantage. The major reason is the company has wide range of product portfolio. Along with that, company presence across the India. The company has strong distribution network across the India. The second checklist is growth checklist. Here you need to know whether is there any opportunity to grow in the industry or not. No matter how company is good, if there is no growth in the industry itself, how company will grow? That's the reason you need to identify whether is there any growth opportunity in the industry or not. I would like to give one example. Indian mutual fund industry, which is just started, still there is a long way to go. The mutual fund industry currently stood at 0.5 trillion. With regards to USA, which is 25 trillion, still there is a huge growth potential in Indian mutual fund industry. When industry grows, automatically the stocks under mutual fund industry, they will grow. HDFC, AMC, Nippon AMC, NSTL, CDSL, these companies will grow in the future. I would like to give one more example. Car penetration in India, which is just 10 to 15 percentage. With regards to USA and UK, which is 80 percentage. You can just imagine the addressable car market in India. Along with that, you need to know what is the growth plan of the company. Here you need to know, is there any capacity expansion? Is there any launch of new product? Hiring new employees? Is there any merger and acquisition? Recently, Reliance has acquired Big Bazaar. They are entering into the retail industry also. ITC, in the earlier, it was a cigarette company. Now they are slowly shifting towards FMCG business also. The next one is management checklist. With regards to the long-term investment, the leadership, it will play very important role. If company has a strong leadership, automatically in the long run, company will grow and it will create wealth in the long term. If the leadership is not good, the company will not grow. It is going to destroy our wealth. The leader is like a captain of the ship. The leadership will decide whether stock will going to be a wealth creator or it is going to be a wealth destroyer. I would like to give one example. Tata Group is one of the largest business house in India. The major reason for Tata Group biggest success is strong leadership. They are very transparent, they are very integrated. Along with that, more than the business, they want to serve the society, they want to serve the nation. I would like to give one more example. Yes Bank and Kotak Bank both were started at the same time. Kotak Bank has become a biggest wealth creator. Yes Bank has become a biggest wealth destroyer. The major reason is Uday Kotak. He has been very transparent with the business. With regards to Rana Kapoor, he was not transparent. With regards to management, you need to know whether the management has the passion to run the business or not. Along with that, you need to check whether they have a growth mindset or not. What is the culture of the company? Does the promoter have skin in the game? What do you mean by skin in the game? The promoters are highly involved in the business or not. Whether promoters are having highest shareholding or not. I would like to give an example. With regards to DMart, promoters having around 75% of shareholding. Whether promoters have pledged the shareholding or not, that also you need to check. Risk checklist. Here you need to know what can go wrong with the company numbers. Along with that, you need to know what is the risk in the sector and company. I would like to give one example. In IT sector, attrition is the biggest risk in IT sector. The last checklist is price checklist. Here you need to know whether stock is highly liquid or not. Along with that, you need to check whether stock is highly overvalued or undervalued. To identify the valuation, you can check with the PE ratio. Friends, in this video, we discuss about QGLP framework. Along with that, we discuss about 5 checklists. The first one is business checklist. Second one is management checklist. Third one is growth checklist. Fourth one is price checklist. The fifth one is risk checklist. Friends, I hope you find this video useful. If you like this video, please to subscribe, please to share it with your community. If you want to learn more about investment, you can explore my online course. Thank you so much.